Episode 42, the Sports U podcast.
Episode 42. Gifting. I can't believe we're here, man. I'm going to say that every episode.
Robbie,
I can't believe we're here, man.
I can't believe you have that small ass hat on,
Look
son.
at me.
What's wrong with you?
It's a nacho cap. I got it from Dodger Stadium. It brings me back some nostalgia right here. But I definitely had to put on all of my Dodgers gear. I accidentally left my Jackie Robinson jersey inside the house. But episode 42, you know how we like to start it off, man. We picking a player. Gifting, let me start it off because I got my shit on. I want to take it off.
Go ahead, brother.
I don't got this small ass cap on for nothing. I don't got my foam finger. Dodgers #1 fan foam finger on. This is from the playoffs. This is probably like 10 years old, honestly.
Is it really?
We've been in the playoffs for so damn long. Jackie Robinson.
Jackie motherfucking
the guy
Robinson.
Who broke the color barrier. The man. The myth. Not the myth. The legend.
I was gonna say he's gonna
he ain't a myth.
He's gonna steal my shit, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to continue with, but
he's
a legend. He ain't no myth. Now, this man, if you think about it, he was not the greatest black baseball player back in those days.
I was like, whoa, buddy.
But he was, huh?
I was like, whoa. He said he was not the greatest black. And I was like,
oh,
whoa,
no, black
buddy.
player. No, because the thing is that there were other black players that were great.
Yeah.
But what made Jackie Robinson so amazing, especially when it comes to integrating baseball, is that he had the attitude to deal with it, to be better than everybody else, to prove the white people, the aggressive people, the racists wrong, especially when it was in that time where being that type of person was very, very normal. So kudos to him, kudos to, and much, much respect to what he had to endure to, bro, just play a damn game.
Exactly.
And these guys made money. Oh, man, can you imagine being called slurs and just all these different stuff? Why are you trying to play a damn game, bro? That shit is insane. So just the whole story, very, very great. Definitely recommend to watch that movie, 42. Many other movies that will definitely help out. And documentaries.
R.I.P. Chadwick.
R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. But Jackie Robinson, number 42. Let's kick off the episode.
Right.
Wait, Gifton, you got a guy, though. You got a guy. Go ahead.
Okay, you ready? Okay. Al. Just kidding. James Worthy, ladies and gentlemen. James Worthy, ladies and gentlemen. The famous Laker, 3-time NBA champion, NBA Finals MVP, 7-time NBA All-Star, 3-time NBA three-time All Third Team NBA.
All third team?
All third team.
Not just all NBA. Third team. They must have been good ass fucking players then.
Well, yeah, because he was fucking playing with Magic, Young Shaq, Penny, Kareem,
all that shit. Oh man, what a league!
Definitely,
what a league!
I know.
Jesus. Well, let's go ahead and start it off, man. You just mentioned a basketball player. Let's go ahead and kick it with the sport that we
doing the damn show in the first place.
Everybody knows that our favorite sport is basketball. We like to lead it off, especially now that we're playing it again. Been playing it for a while now. Definitely past the halfway point. But what are we approaching, Gifton?
We are approaching the trade deadline.
Which is
Robbie, it has been very fucking interesting this season.
Man, the big trades already happened, but there's still some quality out there right now. Some buyouts.
I don't even want to say the big trade has happened yet, bro.
Really?
I don't want to say the big trade.
Okay, let's not ruin anything going forward. I want to hear what that is. Hopefully, when it comes up, when we're actually going to mention it. So the trade deadline is going to happen this Thursday. There's been a lot of rumors right now. Let's go ahead and start off with the first one that we want to talk about: the Raptors. The Raptors have been a total disappointment this season.
Man, have they?
They had a terrible start, and they had a better start. I think they were like 15-9 at one point. Since I think it was February 24th, this team has basically took a shit. They were hit with injuries, and now I think their record is like 17 and like 30. I don't know for sure. I can go ahead and look that up while we're doing this. But Gifton, Kyle Lowry and Norman Powell are in trade talks right now, my guy. You mentioned a lot about Norman Powell. What do you have to say about just the rumors right now and what they have to give up? Just give us a little bit of feel of how you're feeling about it, especially with your fandom towards that.
So how I'm feeling is because, one, I love Norman Powell. If you guys remember in the older episodes when we just started doing Sports U, I said Norman Powell was like the X factor to how deep the Raptors would go into the playoffs. I'm not surprised, and especially now that he's averaging, 24? Almost like 22, 24 points a game?
Well, I don't think it's that because the leading scorer is Van Vliet, and then it's Lowry, and Lowry's only getting 20 points per game.
Well, my bad. I just kind of had like that last 26-point game that he had stuck on.
Oh yeah, probably in his last 10 games, it could probably happen like that.
But anyway, Norman Powell, man, definitely has a high trade stock. He's a guard that can fill the role for any contender. He's a guard that you can play through. He's a guard that's gonna go get his. He's very aggressive, very crafty, very smart defensively. I see why the Raptors would want to trade Norman Powell because you can get so much in return. I don't want to say so much, but you can probably get like 2 players and a first-round pick out of him.
Now, what the Raptors really like to do is just draft players and then grow them from within. Really developed type of organization. Good point. What I mean? They're never really getting a good free agent, even in these last couple of years here. I think they got Aaron Baines, who everybody's a fan of Aaron Baines. Like, I like Aaron Baines. Don't get me wrong. Nobody can provide. Oh, there you go. You might got a hater right here. Hater. But, if you look at this team, they like to develop a lot of players. Norman Powell is one of the great leaders in that locker room that can actually contribute and be beneficial to your young players that are coming up in the league. So when it comes to Norman Powell, that's what he brings to your locker room. Everything that you just said, I definitely agree with you when it comes to the team. And it's kind of weird. I feel like in this league right now, it's so 3-point happy.
Yep.
3-point shooting happy that like it's good to get that guy in the lineup where he could change your pace, where he doesn't really shoot threes, where he can shoot threes still, so he's not like a liability on offense, but he still provides you with all these different types of offensive threats. And that's what Norman Powell definitely is. He's not a crazy 3-point shooter, but he's a guy that gets to the rim fairly easily and can just do it in so many different ways. You know what I mean? And I think the biggest thing that you mentioned that's a real plus is that he plays defense. Yes. Really good defense when it comes down to it.
Outstanding defense.
So now let's talk. We talked a little bit about Norman Powell. Let's go ahead and talk about Kyle Lowry a little bit, right?
Talk to me.
So,
because it seems like you guys are really interested in him.
Well, yes. Not just that. I was going to bring up the Heat.
Pat, it seems like
I'm a Heat fan if you guys don't know.
Seems like Pat is willing to move heaven and earth for this man.
Yeah, so when it comes to Kyle Lowry, they're thinking about trading Tyler Hero so that they can get to him.
Ooh,
I think that Duncan Robinson, off of 1 year, Duncan Robinson can be good enough. Duncan Robinson is not the same type of I guess you could say he's not being under the rug anymore. He's not coming out of nowhere anymore. People are expecting him to shoot. People are expecting him to provide. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So they're playing him a lot differently. They're game planning for him because he can change the game pretty easily. So now that everybody knows about him, why not trade him? Why not get somebody that everybody already knows about but can provide so many different dimensions of the game, can provide leadership for a locker room, can provide a fucking point guard for a team that is literally running Jimmy at point guard and even Bam at point guard even more. Like, it's ridiculous. Now, I love Tyler Hero, but he definitely took a dip this year. I'm still a big fan. I still am a big believer. But what I am trying to say is that Kyle Lowry is a great player. Now, I was talking to Raptors fans on IG, right? They go, and I ask them, like, how do you guys feel? Like, he's a Raptor great. Everybody loves Kyle Lowry. They love his effort. They love that he takes charges. They love that he's undersized, and they can basically say like, oh, like anybody can do it. Like, this is the type of team that we lead. Like, our 6'1" guy is taking fucking charges. You better do your effort on defense. You know what I mean? But I just feel like if you're trying to win right now, you don't really want to develop players. Now, the Miami Heat are in a win now mode.
Yes.
Like, I mean, you have a great squad around you. Why not? You know what I'm saying? So, but let's not make it about the Heat topic. But let me just talk about Kyle Lowry just a little bit more. The Raptors fans, they're not happy. They're not with it. They're not trying to make their team better going forward. They want to ride with the same team that they have right now. Right. And they have the right to feel that way because they literally just won a championship.
Right.
But the thing is that the fans aren't running the team.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why? This is why fans shouldn't run the team because they're so heartfelt about it. And let me tell you this much. Why wouldn't Kyle Lowry, who already said that he wants to stay a Raptor for life or even retire as a Raptor, why not trade him, get some value out of him, and then he's on a 1-year deal and he's literally going to come back? And then you can sign him for a different type of deal and he can contribute and you can also get Tyler Hero in return.
Seems like Toronto's trying to run a little trick play.
Now, they can't do it because of the bargaining agreement.
Right.
But who the fuck cares? And then you think Kyle Lowry's going to be like, yeah, they were trying to, make this shit happen. Nah, like, I definitely think that if he goes anywhere else, kind of like a Dwayne Wade, he's always gonna come back because that's where he is, that's where his brand is, that's where he'll make the most type of money in the long run because of endorsements. Just
and
overall,
Canadian taxes is pretty decent.
Yes, and the only thing. Oh wait, no, they're crazy.
My bad. They're crazy.
Yeah, they're like 50.
My bad.
They're like 50%.
My bad. They're crazy.
Now, one thing I do want to mention though is it's kind of unrealistic when it comes to the Heat because the Raptors really want picks. Like we just said, they're a developmental type of team. Right. They're gonna want picks back so that they can get them from up and develop them into what the Raptors have been doing, which is develop some good players when it comes to the prospects. So the Heat, they don't have any picks. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it ain't going to work out in that type of way, and we'll see what the Raptors are ultimately going to try to do. A lot of the fans, again, they want to keep Van Vliet. They rather keep Lowry and do their thing, but what are you going to do as a rec? I mean, as like a GM, in my opinion, look at the
you go for it.
Look at the team.
Go for it.
You're going for it if you're a GM.
Yes.
You're going for it.
Yep.
Even though Pascal Siakam just fucking yelled at Nick Nurse. And
for what? That was my question. For what?
Because
bro's laid an egg. Bro is 0-4 when it comes to game-winning shots.
Okay,
stop it.
Nobody benched him in the start of the fourth quarter, dog.
Good.
And it's happened multiple times.
Good.
He's making him earn it, but he's a max player. Everybody says it all the time.
Is he?
They maxed him out. And let me tell you this much. Let me just say this much, Gifton.
Go ahead.
This guy, like this team. They just don't want to spend. They're not big spenders on that, right? And they did spend the money, but they don't get any special treatment, right? And the thing is that these stars, they want to be treated the right way. They want to be given those chances. You think Jason Tatum's gonna get benched? I know it's Jason Tatum, but they're both maxed out, not in the same type of way because one got supermax, one didn't.
Right.
I'm just saying that it brings a big hit onto your ego, onto you, onto the belief that you feel like your coach has in you as well. That's a disgruntled locker room right now, my friend. They were a big group type of effort thing, and now you got a little bit of I guess you could say it's drama between the coach and their best player in quotations because he's getting paid the most money.
Right. That's a good point. Well, I'm pretty sure we're done talking about that.
Yeah, that was a long time talking about that
guy. But we're going to get into my guy.
Your guy.
In the Houston Rockets.
Now, real quick, what happened the other day?
We won! You piece of shit! Stop talking to me like I'm crazy! We won! The drought is done!
One game.
The streak is over!
Even though the Heat lost two games in a row, 3 games in a row right now.
You guys just lost today, too.
I know we lost today.
By 10 points.
To the Suns. By 10, but a hefty 10 points. I didn't get to watch the game. I was at work, but ultimately, that's a little bit different for the Heat. Now we're trying to trade. But let's get back to the Rockets. They won again. They broke their 20-game losing streak. Gifted. With the way that it is. I want to talk about just Steven Silas real quick. How do you feel for the coach, or the way that he's handling it, and the camaraderie that is in the locker room? Is it we've all been down, now it's finally we got over that little hump right there?
It's exactly what you just said, man.
Or is it wait, let me just finish that second part. Or is it like Steven Silas is really developing good relationships, building this next foundation for the Rockets, and do you still believe in him?
You know what? So first off, yes, I still believe in Steven Silas, only because he has not had a fair shot. Like, think about it. We had DeMarcus Cousins for 20 games. Then he got cut. We had PJ.
Wasn't his full potential at all.
No, he had spurts, but he wasn't the same. But so we had DeMarcus Cousins for 20 games. We cut him. We had PJ. He's gone. We had James for the first 3-4 games of the season. He got traded. And then on top of that, everybody was in COVID protocols. We were literally only playing 2 weeks worth of games with 8 players.
Yeah.
You know how hard that is?
No,
with fucking Sterling Brown?
Yeah.
With Sterling Brown, I gotta rely on Sterling Brown to win the game for me?
He might be a trade piece so that you can get some stuff back, but keep going. I'm just saying, don't diminish his value.
I mean, I'm not...
I know we only get 23, 30 views, but hey.
And them 30 views count, goddammit.
I appreciate all y'all.
Appreciate all them 30 views. But anyway, so Steven Silas hasn't had this is probably the first time where we have a full roster. Everybody's here. James Harden's ego is not fucking up the place. Mm-hmm. We have a great coach. We have great assistant coaches. We have a great trainer. Now we were stuck in a rut. We lost 20 straight, and we finally found the light.
I don't think that PJ Tucker trade talks in that locker room with already that guy, James Harden having that thing like you just mentioned, a little episode for there. PJ Tucker was his dog there as well. PJ Tucker was still in that locker room with the trade talks and all that shit happening too, and he was professional. He was professional the whole time.
But PJ became disgruntled toward the end, and that's when he sat out like 2-3 games, and then they traded him.
But that was that was the end, and that's what everybody seen in the public. But what did in the locker room? You get what I'm trying to say?
Just go ahead and say like, "Hey man, get me out of here." If he's going, get me out of here.
I think it's just a good point to bring up that locker room isn't to the fullest potential, right? Especially with the piece that you guys do have. That backcourt, John Wall, Victor Oladipo, can actually do some damage to any other guards. Can they keep up with the best of them that are the quickest and they're like the biggest prospects in the league? Mm-hmm. No, I think they're just a little bit one step down. But I'm saying that they can make their difference. They have a great IQ. They both have a defensive type of awareness.
Did you see John Wall last night with that classic 360 layup?
No, that's offense. But he hasn't. It's not that he hasn't missed a step. It's just that his team is that team is not good.
The team doesn't need him to make that step. First off.
Exactly. I mean, he's a name. John Wall is a name now.
He's a name that somebody should trade for.
He's a great move type of stuff, but nobody's gonna trade for him. He has a crazy ass contract. Now, when it comes to Oladipo, he's been in trade talks, dog.
Who's been averaging 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists.
He started every single game that he's been on the Rockets as well.
All 22 of them.
Showing a lot of greatness. You've been watching it. What have you seen that has been impressive to you or not so impressive to you when it comes to the Rockets?
I think the main thing that's been impressive to me is his health, because that was always a question. That was always had a big question mark on me, because I know we were always talking about like that hamstring injury. I was going to say industry.
No worries.
That hamstring injury that always kind of like lingered on him, even when he was on the Pacers, and then like that last little stint when he was in Oklahoma, because nobody ever felt like he really had his legs underneath.
I think he had a torn quad, so that's like the front. The hamstring is the back, but like on the thigh. So I think it was a torn quad.
The quad, the leg area.
No worries.
Anyway,
same thing.
But honestly, what I've seen from Victor Oladipo is the same thing that I've seen out of John Wall. So every time that they start, they're going to give 110%. They're always going to get theirs. They have nights when they're fucking unstoppable. They're just knocking down every shot. Victor Oladipo, he still has that crazy IQ. He can still play. He can still shoot. Semi-good defender. Nothing too crazy, but I mean, he can play defense. But I see why teams like the Knicks, the Heat, Philly, I see why teams are interested in him, because he can still get you 25-4 on a good night.
So this team right now, we just talked about it, that they're building that foundation. They're already trying to get rid of some players. They already know that this season is a wash, not based off of, we just suck. It was based off a lot of injuries, a lack of camaraderie.
Them COVID protocols really fucked us up.
It sucks. So now let's get into that next part here. Again, we're talking about the trade deadlines coming up here. You have Sterling Brown, Ben McLemore, Daniel House, who are just other pieces that have been mentioned from one franchise to another. Daniel House is supposedly having the best type of value when it comes down to it.
Right, he does.
He's looking at everybody, even the refs. Miami, again, you mentioned the Miami, the Knicks, they wanted to get in on Victor Oladipo. Same thing. So Miami's trying to make a move. The Knicks, I think that he'd be a great fit on the Knicks, man. I think that'd be really, really cool. That's too many guards, though. Too many.
Yeah,
too many cooks.
We'd get somebody back, but that'd be great.
Oh, one of those guys? New guy? The new Knicks? Man, I wonder who.
Not Quickly or none of them. But
you don't think Quickly?
I mean, unless
Quickly's great.
No, Quickly's
he has great potential.
See, that's the thing. If I'm New York, I was I would want to keep Quickly, but if I absolutely have to get Victor Oladipo, I would do it. But I don't expect Leon Rose to give up Emmanuel Quickly so easily.
My thing, yes, I agree with you, but my thing is that Emmanuel Quickly doesn't really play great defense. He also has a smaller body. He just got into the league as well, so he can develop into a better defender.
20-something.
Exactly, but Tom Thibodeau in this type of Knicks organization right now, he wants defense.
Yes.
He'll trade defense for offense anytime, any day.
Yes.
So that's why I'm kind of thinking maybe he'll do it. And Tom Thibodeau usually has a lot of say so. But like as you said, Leon Rose, a new front office, they're not going to let this guy just override them in certain things. So Oladipo just turned down, earlier in the year, turned down a 2-year, $45.2 million extension from Houston.
I wasn't even mad at that, bro.
He said it was business. He just got traded there, and they offered him that contract. They literally just said, "Are you desperate?" And then he said no.
Yeah, that's a good way to. That's a fucked up way to put it, but that's honest.
Well, that's the way it goes. And for me, Victor Oladipo, I would love to see him on the Miami Heat. Just another guy who can give us some points. That's all we need. All we need is points.
24 and 5.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like he's no scrub on the defensive end, like you mentioned. But giving up Tyler Hero is kind of crazy. I feel like it's a little bit much, and I'd rather stick with Tyler Hero.
That's what I was gonna say, because I feel like if you guys got rid of Tyler Hero, because he was already he was that he was that guy though, but like y'all needed him, not needed him, but you needed that piece. And Tyler Hero was that piece. I just think
he has potential. I love his attitude. I love his potential. I love that even though he misses shots, he's still going to continue to shoot. He makes a lot of mistakes, but I think he's going from them every single time. You know, what another thing is about Victor Oladipo, you mentioned his points. He has like one of the top usage rates inside of the league.
Right.
And it's leading to losses.
Right.
So I'm not too high on the fact that like, I think these points are a little bit empty. But I think that's enough when we talk about the Rockets. We talked about their culture. We talked about Steven Silas a little bit.
I can talk about the Rockets all day now.
Yeah, we definitely can, especially with this great guy right here. Also, Detroit has mentioned to be interested in Oladipo, which is weird.
Don't go anywhere
Why
else.
the
That's stupid.
fuck? Well, here's the thing: you trade for him, he's got 1 year, and then he's gone. He's not going to re-sign with the Pistons.
I wouldn't.
So why would you do that?
That means you got to give up Sadiq Bey or something like that.
Oh yes,
you got to give a player to get him.
Hey, they've already turned down Sadiq Bey trade talks. And we mentioned him. Go watch that.
Hey, Vlade, you fucking idiot.
That guy. Go ahead and plug in the Sports Educated for the Sadiq Bey, Emmanuel Quigley. We also did him as well.
Go watch that video.
Go ahead and check those out in the YouTube channel. But let's get into the next one here. Let's go ahead and skip that one for right now. And let's get into the Celtics.
Lauri Markkanen is whatever.
Yeah. So Bulls are listening to Lauri Markkanen. I don't know if you guys know Lauri. He's a power forward for the Bulls.
Lauri!
Really good potential. He's been in the league for about 4 years, I would say now.
Yeah, that's what sucks.
It's been a while, but when you're on a bad team, it's kind of hard to really put your talent out there. But
like Blake Griffin being on the Detroit Pistons?
Exactly, bro. Everybody, let me just say this real quick. Everybody is talking all this shit about Blake Griffin. Oh, he could dunk. Of course he could fucking dunk. He's in the league and he's 6'10".
Millions of dollars
He could jump 3 feet and get there. Like 3 feet, 36-inch vertical. Okay, that's not that bad. Maybe a little less than 3 feet, and he's already dunking that bitch. So I don't understand why people expect Blake Griffin to not dunk, to not be good, all this and all that. Like, it gets me so upset. Like, that means you don't watch basketball.
Exactly.
Like Max Kellerman was talking all this shit about Blake Griffin. Oh, he can't dunk. Oh, he hasn't played. Like, he's washed up. Bro, shut the fuck up. Like, you're playing in Detroit.
But then again,
meaningless games.
Max Kellerman gets paid to be an idiot.
But he's all. I don't want to call him an idiot. But just don't.
Come on, bro.
No, I don't want to call anybody an idiot. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into the next one.
Let's get into the next one.
But still, Blake Griffin can play, and he's gonna be a good little addition.
What's the next one?
He's gonna win one game in the playoffs for them. You know what I mean? He's gonna have a good game, and then it's gonna be like,
we'll see.
This guy was a great trade, and it's like, man, he was a buy.
We'll see.
Boston. Now we've mentioned Boston. The Celtics for so long. I don't even need any notes. I don't need shit.
I don't need, because I've been keeping up with this shit daily.
Like it's ridiculous that there hasn't been anything done, and now they're mentioning Marcus Smart in trade talks. Are you fucking kidding me?
That was a fucking shocker, because it's like, God, I would rather have Marcus Smart than Kemba Walker any day of the week,
dude. Okay, I don't think anybody's denying that part. I think that already trying to get rid of a Marcus Smart,
which is disrespectful, by the fucking way.
I just think that's just so That's just so dumb.
It doesn't make
overall.
sense. Makes
now,
no sense.
if you're getting John Collins,
and remember what I was talking about earlier, that wasn't the trade of the year. That's the trade of the year. If Boston gets John Collins, that's the trade of the fucking century.
But I think though, I don't disagree. Because I think that he could do so much for that team. Because I think that
who doesn't need a high flyer like that, bro?
But no, dog. You got two guys who are just ISO players. You got one of the best pick and pop players in the league. But he's on Atlanta, so nobody knows about him.
Exactly.
So all I have to say is, I understand that part because you're trading one cohesive piece for an even better cohesive piece because you have guards galore on that team. So. You're losing a little bit of defense when it comes to the guard position, but now you just got to rely on other people to do it. And then when it comes to John Collins, you're adding something that you don't have on that team, which is a good and quality big that could put in really good minutes, especially when it comes to. And also, the two star players don't have to be on the court, and he could still put in some good minutes. Just John Collins by himself,
right?
So, I'm just a little upset. First of all, for the Celtics, like if Marcus Smart is really out there and they're really dangling him, or people asking about it and they're still thinking about it or putting it on the back burner, when it comes to Aaron Gordon and Evan Fournier, both of them.
Hey, Evan Fournier has been playing his ass off lately, bro.
Casuals do not know Evan Fournier is a beast.
Evan Fournier has been a hooper recently, bro.
Recently, for the past 3 years, he's been great. Like he's a great scorer.
Yeah, but the problem was he was in Orlando.
Yeah, a lot of people. You know how good Jonathan Isaac is.
Yeah, Jonathan.
And he got hurt.
Pretty great.
And like if he didn't get hurt, they're probably gonna win a playoff series against a good team.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, now let me just get into this part. Aaron Gordon and Evan Fournier, right? Aaron Gordon, I feel like, is a poor man's Blake Griffin when Blake Griffin was on the height of the Detroit Pistons, bringing them into the postseason.
Yes.
In the East.
Agreed.
In the East.
Agreed.
And then Evan Fournier is just a bona fide scorer, pretty long, can transition from can shift from one guy to another, switch from one guy to another on defense. So he's a good body. Aaron Gordon can defend pretty well too. So you're trading two pretty good pieces. The thing is that Evan Fournier and Aaron Gordon are getting paid a good amount of money, and you're going to have to give more up than just Marcus Smart. The money gets really, really difficult when it comes down to that extra part. But man, I'm doing whatever I can if I'm the Boston Celtics to keep Marcus Smart. If I'm trading him for a John Collins,
you want to keep him?
Oh, if I'm what Marcus Smart as a Celtics?
Yeah,
I'm keeping a Marcus Smart. I'm not trading him for Aaron Gordon and Evan Fournier, especially when I have to give up other stuff.
I feel like
most likely it's going to be Tristan Thompson
Evan Fournier would kind of be cool for Boston, though.
So you think that a Boston team would need more scoring? That this Boston team needs more scoring? And you're going to take the ball out of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's hands and give it to two other people?
If he can get
and both of them are a ball dominant type players on the Magic. And Aaron Gordon can play a little off ball, and Fournier can play off ball too. But they both create their own shots. Aaron Gordon's more of a spot shooter, but they both create. Evan Fournier creates his own shot.
If they can do it effectively, then yes.
Okay, I get it. It's an offensive league. You want to trade that for that, but I remember Marcus Smart magically pulling up from 3 in the playoffs, being efficient from 3, and closing games for that team, especially on the defensive side.
And I remember Marcus Smart in the playoffs taking 13 threes, and you only hit about 2 of them bitches.
You have bad nights and you have your good nights, dog. But what I get it. I think that it's a back and forth. I don't think that you can necessarily go wrong with certain things. But the other thing is that you're not taking it. You're just losing Marcus Smart, right? You're just thinking that. Right. There's other things that you're going to be losing too. Right. And you're also picks necessarily matter for the Celtics. They have so many. But I think John Collins is a way better fit for that squad. These other guys are going to. It's the same way with having Gordon Hayward there.
Right.
Too many cooks, too many mouths to feed, and Gordon Hayward can't put out the same type of production that he's had beforehand because why? You have 2 other people that they're force feeding them the ball because they're great talents.
Right.
But sometimes you have those people like Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum can have those same nights that you just mentioned about Marcus Smart when they're going 2 for 13 from 3.
They can.
So I think once we mentioned it, we mentioned Boston beforehand.
Yeah.
The fucking coach, Brad Stevens, is on the hot seat, in my opinion. And
he better be.
Maybe in your opinion too.
Nah, fuck that. Go ahead, Rob.
If they trade Marcus Smart and get two good pieces back in the Magic, and they do not make noise in the playoffs, especially in the East, bro, like hot seat. Get him out. I'm tired of his
you gotta get him out.
soft-spoken ass getting all this credit for no fucking reason.
Hey man, I believe in the team and I love Isaiah Thomas. I appreciate every. Nah, Brad, no.
I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Yep.
But John Collins, yes, I get it. And he's also
if you have
a restricted free agent.
Go fucking get him.
He's also a restricted free agent, so guess what? You're gonna sign him no matter what.
Right, you can match that contract easily.
The only thing that sucks is that he's gonna have a big ass contract now. You got 3
Fine, give it to him.
But that's a good core. It's a good core.
Yes, give it to him.
Fuck Brad Stevens.
Yep.
Let's get into the last one here though. Kelly Oubre. The Warriors. I know that I've been mentioning to you. You were saying in the beginning of the season, what were you saying?
Long season for them Warriors.
I've been talking a lot of shit.
Right.
I've been talking a lot of shit, and I've been saying, hey, these guys, they might post up, they might take down the 1 seed if they're the Jazz in the West. It's kind of not looking that way, especially if Kelly Oubre gets traded, who's been starting to pick it up in the after the first stint in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So now the Warriors are actually 20-20. Gittin, how do you feel about Kelly Oubre possibly leaving the Warriors?
See, so here's my thing. You got him for a reason, only because Clay was hurt. So why would you give him up? If you know you can't play any of these other guys on the bench like Damon Lee, Nico Manning, what's bro's name? His number's like 95. I can't say his last name, but if you know you can't play other guards down your
he's a forward, small forward.
Okay, but I mean, if you know you can't play, let me rephrase it. If you know you can't play like role players like that, besides like probably like 1 or 2 of them, why am I gonna give up my best role player that I traded for, that I gave up a pick for, that we were trying to fight for the 8th seed for? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
because I didn't get him for the fuck of it. I got him for a reason. I got him as reassurance, as insurance, really, because I know if I put Kelly Oubre in the right system, he's gonna flourish.
So when it comes to Kelly Oubre, I feel so the real reason why they want to get rid of him is because the Warriors are over the tax, hella. And
when aren't they though?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say too. Like they're made of money, so who really gives a shit except for the owners when it comes down to it? Exactly. And also they're not going to do anything this year. You get me? But I also don't want to take away the possibility of the Jazz type of thing. Like, I do believe that these Warriors can do a good little number on them, especially when it comes to Steph. He's been there, he's done that. You know what I mean? And then the rest of this team is definitely getting better as time goes. But again, they're 20-20. They lost 4 of the last 6, I think it was. So let's just get into it, right? So the first 20 games, he's trash. The next 20 games, it started with the 40 points, and John Wall hasn't scored 40 points this year.
He had 36.
He didn't score 40.
36!
But 40. That's the bet. We have it on record.
I know.
With a 40-point explosion.
I'm going to flip this table upside down.
Since February 4th, he's been averaging 18.6 points. 50, basically 50% from the field, 49.6. 39.8 from 3.
Okay. So
the Warriors right now, because they're in that luxury tax, and this guy has some good value, they're able to trade this guy and get some value out of him, and also save a lot of money. They know that they're not going to go that far into the playoffs, and possibly not even make the playoffs in like the first place. I just think, like, ultimately, why not trade him? Why not trade him to another good team where he can make a big difference? That'd be like what? His 3rd team in the last 3 years as well. Like, poor Kelly Oubre being the new Trevor Ariza, just being transferred everywhere.
Didn't he get traded to Oklahoma, and then from Oklahoma he got traded to the Warriors?
To the Suns, and then to the Suns, from the Suns to the Warriors?
Was it?
Or was it maybe Suns to Oklahoma to the Warriors?
I think it's that one. I'm not sure. Sorry guys, I should have had that shit.
A lot of stuff, but he's been switched out a lot. So, I mean, if the Warriors I think, man, they're 20-20.
Yeah.
If they lose Kelly Oubre, I'm gonna take back my prediction on the Jazz because I think Kelly Oubre plays a large role. Even when I was mentioning it in the first place, that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Just overall, man, this thing, I can't really see him. I can see him being a really good player on something else. Like he's tall. He's actually become one of the best defenders on this team as well.
Yeah.
Even better than Draymond Green when it comes to the numbers and the advanced analytics. So overall, he's gonna be a great addition to any other team. Is this an expiring contract? Yeah. So it's an expiring contract as well, and it's just a fact that even if the season goes, because they know they're not going to win a championship this year, even if the season expires, right, and then he's done with the Warriors, now they have to bring him back, right, and then sign him to a big-ass contract because, look, he's putting up some pretty good numbers in a contract year after a rough start in a new team, so he has an excuse.
Right.
It's are they going to pay him? They're already paying these other guys a lot of money, and now they're going to have an extra stuff. So it's kind of even if they keep him, they're going to lose him at the end of the year and not going to keep him from next year. So it's all right, let's get rid of him now and get some value.
Exactly.
And that's where it comes in, this value. And being a damn GM and a great owner or just a great organization, you got to dump people when you need to. And I believe, in my opinion, that if I was a GM, I'd do something like that. I'd probably trade Kelly Oubre to a good team. Think about it, dog. Look at those numbers. 18 points. Who wouldn't take an 18-point scorer who shoots 50% from the field and about 40% from three?
Who wouldn't want to give me a first-round pick
wing
for a wing player who's giving you 18
and can play some good defense
and who shoots almost 40% from three
and is a great guy that you can market your product with because he is such a pretty boy.
And I was just about to say that. And because he's light-skinned.
But that's all of them right now. Gifton, do you have any other picks or trades or anything that can come with the NBA that you've heard of?
I know it'll never happen because I don't know what their position's like. I should have looked. But I'd love to see Evan Fournier go to Portland.
Ooh, okay.
I'd love to see that.
But Portland,
because that's what Portland needs.
They always keep adding these little player here, little player there.
Yeah.
I remember they got Hassan Whiteside, and everybody's like, "Oh, Hassan Whiteside on that team, he makes a big difference on the defensive side." And then you watch it, and it's dog, Hassan Whiteside looks like shit on that squad. You know what I mean? He has his things here or there, but you got to watch these games. You got to know who's doing what. To tag along with what you're saying and to tag along with, let's just mention a couple people before we get out of here.
We're supposed to argue.
Dog. Remember how I said they need to trade Lou Will?
Yeah.
They're mentioning trading Lou Will for Lonzo Ball.
But why the fuck am I going to take an old-ass Lou Will?
Oh, as a Pelicans, because he has an expiring contract, and you're just getting rid of Lou Will, and I mean Lou Will can be pretty good on that squad and provide you with good scoring. But yeah, I mean, I don't see it like that either.
But we're not going nowhere with the Pelicans.
But they've been trying to get rid of Lonzo Ball because they're gonna lose it for nothing.
Why? That's the crazy part.
They could probably get something else. They could probably get something else with Lou Will since.
Because Lonzo's about to walk away.
Lonzo got some upside. Yeah, Lonzo's gonna walk away from the Pelicans. He doesn't want to be in New Orleans. But him on the Clippers, my big thing is they're gonna hopefully, in my opinion, they should trade Lou Will. They're not using him right. He has some good value. His name comes with it. Get rid of that guy. He's still part of the old regime of Clippers who don't like these new two guys that are coming in there. The Clippers that were stopping Kevin Durant. Or trying to stop Kevin Durant in the playoffs, and they had that post game stuff. Took him to 6 games. He said,
"I'm tried. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's KD.
Hey, what do you want us to do? Huh?
What do you want us to do?"
So, any other guys? I know Andre Drummond apparently is going to sign with the Lakers after a buyout with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I believe it when I see it. Somebody get Victor Oladipo out of Houston, please.
I don't give a you know how we mentioned about Andre Drummond being on the Nets?
Somebody get Victor, please.
Somebody
get Victor, please.
You know how we talked...
Please!
You know how we talked about Andre Drummond going to the Nets?
Yeah.
And how much and how valuable it would have been. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's valuable on that team.
Yeah.
Remember Angel came on here and he was like, shout out to Angel.
Angel!
He was like, JaVale McGee, like, I want him back.
Yeah.
I think that he would definitely make a big like difference, and I liked his pick when it comes to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Andre Drummond on this team is not the same thing as having JaVale McGee on this team.
Nah, because that's a 20-20 a night as opposed to a 0-10 guy.
So who do you think is going to make a bigger impact if they do get acquired?
Andre Drummond?
You're stupid.
How the fuck? Why am I stupid?
I don't.
20-20? What are you talking about?
Last time he averaged 20.
He averages, bro.
Yeah, you look that shit up. I can't because my fucking tablet won't let me go to the top tab, so look at extra shit. But nah, bro, I'm telling you, that Andre Drummond on the Lakers, it's just a signing. It's the same thing as Boogie. They're not gonna play him.
Whoa.
They're not gonna play him.
What?
I bet. Apparently, he's gonna have a starter role. Because
he,
I like him. You know he has. You know what his rating is to like get to the back. He has the best rating or like the amount of like consistency that he gets to the rack. Even better than Zion Williamson, because Zion always gets to the fucking rack. He has a better chance of getting to the rack than Zion Williamson, right? But guess what? He doesn't do at the rim.
Finish.
Cannot finish. So, you'll hear from all the Cleveland fans, dog. They warned us. They warned us about who they warned us about already. Fuck.
Anthony Bennett?
Oh, no. The 76ers warned us about Danny Green. As a Laker fan. The Bucks already warned the Laker fans about Wesley Matthews. And now the Cavaliers are trying to Cavaliers fans trying to let them know.
Wesley Matthews deserves no death threats. Y'all goofy as hell for doing that shit though.
Fucking whack. So I guess that's it though, Gifton. We wanted to bring you guys some NFL free agents in the next episode.
Yeah, we'll save that. We'll save that.
Hopefully a little bit of NBA too on that one too, because it is right after the deadline. Also, I mean, it's the NBA and it's the only thing that's really going on right now. So that's episode 42, right?
Episode 42.
One for the books.
Another one of them things in the books.
But thank you for all your guys' support once again. Hopefully you guys, if you guys are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, comment, leave us any type of questions. Debate with us in the comment section. We were pretty good. We're playing.
Here to argue.
Tell them, get in. Let them know about your trademarks.
We're here to argue. But as always, episode 42 of the Sports You Podcast. If you like the show, go ahead and quit your job. Put your 2 weeks in. Go home. Get on your bed. Type in Sports You on YouTube. And remember
to support
you.
Y'all have a good night, everybody. Again, thank you for your support. Episode 42 is done. Many more on the way. 9 more seasons.
9 more seasons, Woody.
But you know, LeBron James, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. 7. Y'all have a good night, everybody.